We getting over this hump together. That's me, Evangelist Angie BEE, Amazon International #1 best-selling author, mother, daughter, sister, friend to some, entrepreneur. Angie BEE is a mental health advocate, a motivational speaker, an ambassador for alopecia awareness, and media personality. Hello, everyone. I am the Queen Bee, Evangelist Angie BEE, and I'm honored to be here with you, a domestic violence survivor. She has endured physical and mental trauma and shares her testimonies around the world. Recently named by Contessa's Court, Women in Business 2023, we've been over some humps. And we getting over this hump together. Let's get it started. Hey everybody, it's me, the Queen Bee, Angie BEE, and I'm buzzing and live today and just really excited about the day that the Lord has made. We've got a lot of exciting news for you, and we've got some special guests. Monique Pompey is in the background waiting to come on and tell us about her journey towards becoming an author in the new book, Worthy Women. I am going to introduce you to a couple of other projects that we're all buzzing about. I cannot wait. So if you are just joining us and you are backstage, please look for the private chat. Put your name and your information in the private chat so it can scroll at the bottom of the screen, just like Chi Smith did. Chi will be with us shortly. She is one of the visionaries of the book project, and we're very, very excited about that. I am thrilled to know that the book really brought something special out in some of us. I can't speak for everybody, but for some of us, it really brought out something special. It reminded us of how special we are, how anointed we are, how our gifts and talents are definitely making a way for us, and how we are fearfully and wonderfully made. And so we're very, very grateful for those little reminders. And I know that the book is truly going to inspire some of us and maybe educate some of us. I mean, because there are women out here that don't feel like we're worthy. There are women out here that are going through issues and problems, health care, financial issues, relationship issues. I mean, we're going through some stuff, and we are just kind of feeling like we're not worthy to be loved or to be respected or to be apologized to, or we're not even worthy to receive an apology. So this book is truly, truly special. I appreciate each and every one of you for watching. A shout out to my pastor, Mary Hope, over there in St. Augustine, Florida. I look forward to seeing you and being in fellowship with you. And I'm really touched today. I'm really feeling whole and happy and comforted. So before we get started, we got a couple of shout outs that we have for you, because some of you were asking, well, whatever happened to this and whatever happened to that? So some of you know that every June for the past 7 or 8 years, we've always recognized Black Man Appreciation Month. Okay? Not to disrespect any other nationality, not to disrespect any mothers that may have double duty, but we do understand that the Black men in this country are sometimes overlooked and disrespected underappreciated a lot of times by us, So we have Black Man Appreciation Month, and we ask you to submit who you think it should, earn the title. And so one year we had a retired gentleman out of Daytona Beach, Florida, who won. Another year we had a pastor out of Detroit, Michigan, who won. Every year it was just someone very different. And this year we received a nomination, and I was like, nah, because people gonna think I'm pulling favorites. I really don't want to grab somebody that's from my family, because folks really gonna be like, the jig is up. She just, nepotism or whatever. But I want you all to know that Eric Simmons Jr., my son-in-law, was elected. There he is. Was elected to be our Black man to appreciate during the month of June. And I tell you why. Not only does he put that smile on my daughter's face. Look at my baby smiling. Look at her smiling. She's so happy. Not only does he do all that, but let me tell you, when this mama right here needed help, it wasn't no problem. Mama, let me get you. Let me get your stuff. Let me get your issues. Let me get your situation. Let me get you and cover you. And I just could not overlook that. This man is not yet 30 years old, newlywed to my daughter. They keep saying, how long are we going to be newlyweds? Until I decide to call somebody else a newlywed. No children, dedicated to his career, dedicated to his own mama. And it's just a beautiful thing. So that's our first shout out for tonight, Black Man Appreciation Month. The prize was a cash prize that went to his Cash App because you guys made donations. And I went back and forth with that. I was like, I don't know if I should get an Amazon gift card or whatever. But, these young folks today, just give them the money. They'll go get what they want. You know what I mean? So we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to ask Chi Smith if she could please send the link to Mother Jacqueline, because Mother Jacqueline is messaging. She's not sure if she has the correct link. Monique, you look wonderful where you are. And I can't wait to introduce you ladies to the rest of our audience. Okay, we'll be back in just a minute. Worthy women who are of the righteous. The new book coming soon from visionary Chi Smith and Maisha Barnett. Devotional categories include business, grief, finances, health and wellness, relationships, parenting, mental illness, aging and caregiving, and so much more. Published by Barnett Publishing, featuring stories from Sister Sheree Jenkins, Sister Iris Wright, Sister Monique Pompey, Sister Jacqueline Rosier, Sister Sherelle Palmer, and Sister Erica Peterson. Worthy women who are of the righteous. Devotional coming soon. Audiobook produced by Angie BEE Productions and narrated by me, the Queen Bee, Evangelist Angie BEE. You are cordially invited to join us for Sunday afternoon service. It's all about Jesus and Me Incorporated, the teaching ministry. Join us every second and fourth Sunday at 3:30 p.m. with Pastor Mary Hope and Minister Deacon Jerome Hope. Our outreach ministries include the Sick and Shut-In for our members, a virtual youth writing ministry, virtual Bible study, assisted living facility services, and a brand new shoe ministry, Walking in a New Life. Our teachings come from testimonies to show how the Word of God is effective in our lives, making the Bible come to life in our daily walk with Christ. It's all about Jesus and me, the teaching ministry. Join us on the second and fourth Sunday of the month at 3:30 p.m. at 1855 Prunier Road in St. Augustine, Florida. You are cordially invited. Yep, you're cordially invited. Sunday afternoon service. Doesn't that sound wonderful? I tell you, because some Saturday nights last a little longer than others. Okay, so we're going to bring in Chi Smith. She is one of the visionaries of this project, and I can't wait to see her, and I can't wait to share. And so, hey, Chi, how are you, dear? Oh, it's a long time coming.
Yes.
I missed you.
I missed you.
Yeah.
Shoot.
We got to do better. Got to do better.
Yep. Life, we can't allow life to get in the middle of great relationships.
Right.
We can't.
Right. And I get that. All right. I know we've talked about this before, but how did the idea for Worthy Women come about?
Wow. So I met this beautiful soul by the name of Maisha Barnett. I was actually introduced to her.
She is beautiful.
And I just, we were following each other. It was a social media experience, which is really weird. But I mean, you hear that many days now that, a lot of those relationships become actually real, true friendships. And I mean, they're everlasting. And it was kindred spirits immediately. I was actually a part of one of her co-author projects that she's done before because she is a publisher, Barnett Publishing. And so that went out with a hitch, and we just was supporting one another and loving each other and, just partaking in the Lord and all the goodness there is together. And we worked on another project together right before this actually got launched last October. We did our first co-visionary project. And then we were like, okay, the Lord is like really pulling on us to do more. And this time it was more of, okay, let's not just share information, but let's guide people in the way to where you hear the word generational curses and breaking them and doing this differently and all this and all that.
Yeah.
But who's really putting out the tools, the how-tos, a manual, if you will, a guide, step-by-step, And so we said, God, is there a way to create a book, but yet provide some steps to solutions to where people can hand this down for generations to come?
Yeah.
God said yes.
Yes.
That here we are. And we wanted to start with Worthy Women because we are of the righteous. And we hold a very powerful position in God's kingdom. We can celebrate the women and sharing the stories of each individual author and let you know that you're not in this alone and you can get through this. That's what we wanted to do.
Wow. I love the categories that you guys selected: family and finances. Whew. I actually wrote something for finances, and when I went back and read it, I was like, Jesus, only you, Jesus. Let me implement some of these things myself. So how did you guys come up with the categories that we wrote in?
Again, we just really allowed the Holy Spirit to take us through our own brainstorming process. And we talked several times before coming up with the categories. And we said, women not necessarily struggle, but we are very important in these categorical areas.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
business and finance. I mean, look where women have come.
Yeah.
Since the 50s and where we are today, and CEOs and VPs and multiple streams of income and just killing it. And so, what does that look like, though? What does parenting look like in the midst of being a business owner? What does relationships look like in the midst of being a woman? What does grief or singleness or mental health look like in all of this as a woman? So we really just wanted to focus in on what women deal with today. And that was our first foot forward. So this is volume 1. We pray that there is more volumes, but we at least want to start with those few categories.
That is so good. That is so good. And I'm sorry when I'm mute. We've got a couple of calls that came in. The first caller wanted to know how can they get the book. So I'm like, give me a minute. We're getting to that. And
Yes.
and the second person, it's really touching. What makes you feel like you're worthy?
So the answer to the first question. So we are currently in pre-order. So you can go into Amazon.com, type in "Worthy Women Who Are of the Righteous." You can get it just for 99 cents on your Kindle, and it will download to your device of choice this coming Friday, July 7th. And we're looking here within the next couple of weeks. You can look for the hard copy or paperback options as well.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
So available now. Go get your ebooks. The second question, what makes you worthy? Knowing my place in God. And that's really what we really want to showcase. You've got two beautiful, blessed visionaries who, let me tell you, was in prayer, okay? And received warfare while even creating the project, even finding the right authors and seeking those out and praying, God, who is it that you would have to bless others in this book? And so, in all of that, Maisha and I kept coming back to the foundation in God.
Woo!
And who does God say we are?
I love it.
So that is what makes us righteous.
I love it. That'll do it. All right. Well, Monique is ready to jump in. Monique Pompey, I think somebody said she was one of the first people to sign up and say, I want to be a part of this book project. So Monique, come on in, girl. Oh my goodness.
Hi guys. Hi. I always love seeing your guys' face. I love it.
You just like seeing our little bald heads. That's all it is. That's all it is.
I don't got but a little, listen. Ain't nothing but a little bit of peach fuzz up here.
Oh my God. Okay, so Monique, you saw or you heard something about this book and you said, I want to write in it. How did that come about?
Listen, I just am so grateful how God strategically works. So I've been wanting to write a book about grief and my dad, right? And so, but with it being my own thought, I didn't know where to start. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to write it. And I'd previously known and she's just, if anybody can be blessed to know her, it's just a beautiful thing. And it was on Facebook, and I immediately hounded her, okay? And as a matter of fact, after I saw it, this is going to be so bad when I say this, and I hate to even say it, I was at a red light in my car, and I pulled over so that I could send her a message, because it's like, Lord, like, if this is the way that I'm going to get out what I want to talk about, I want to be a part of this. And so, yeah, the minute that I knew, I was like, on she.
Yeah. Because I love what you said about, God and strategically placing us. I understand algorithm. No, I don't understand algorithms.
I don't
I just
either.
know.
I don't either.
I just know when I turn on Facebook, whatever pops up is what God want me to do for that time. You
That's
know.
it. That's it.
So sometimes you just gotta pull up to the side of the road, be still, know that He is God, and start hounding
Yeah.
folks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't you
And
say
I
my
was so
favorite
blessed.
scripture. Don't you say that Psalms 46:10.
Okay, I got it. Oh my
And I was
God.
so pleased. I was just so grateful because I remember, and I tell people when they first meet me, I am someone that asks 1,000 and then some questions with no shame.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I was so grateful because in the midst of writing this book, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting closer to the word mark and there's more I want to say. And she and Maisha were just so kind and like, just right.
Yeah.
Just right.
Just keep writing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the good one. When you don't have restrictions placed upon you, then you can really,
Yeah.
you can really open
Yeah.
up.
Well, that's the authenticity of who we are,
Yeah.
right? God loves us in all that we are. And
Yeah.
so providing each author the space
Oh
to
yes.
be all that who they are, the
Yeah.
good, the bad, the ugly, the snot while you're writing, the teardrops on the paper, the
Mm-hmm.
walking away from the computer, coming back 2 days
Mm,
later.
Mm-hmm.
mm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Be what God wants you to be in that moment, because that is where the true impartation is going to take place when each reader reads your chapter.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not
That's
going to feel rushed because
That's
it's
right.
1,500
That's right.
words, and they're
That's
not going
right.
to feel like, well,
That's
wait a
right.
minute, they just left me hanging, and
That's right.
that's
And, and,
good.
and you don't ever know where that message that someone needs to read, you don't know what page it's going to be on. And so it's like when you have the opportunity to just write,
Mm-hmm.
it's like there's anywhere that message or whatever it is needed for somebody that they can get it. And so when you're not limited and you can just write, there's just so many opportunities to just reach just one person, touch just one person.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love what you said, because as you were saying this word, Monique, the Holy Spirit dropped in my spirit Israel and New Breed song, Take the Limits Off.
Oh.
And that's exactly
Mm-hmm.
what we wanted not only each author to experience while writing, but each reader to read.
Mm-hmm.
Take the limits off of God,
Mm-hmm.
what He can do for you, even as it relates to grief, even if it relates to parenting, even if it relates to relationships, even if it relates to all the other categories that we have that's available to those readers.
Yeah.
Take
Yeah.
the limits off. Take the
Yeah.
limits.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't get to do that. We
That's,
don't
yeah.
get to do that in any. I'm thinking school doesn't let us do that. The job doesn't.
Yep.
Even
Yep.
in church, if we go to, catch the spirit or something, it's still,
Yeah.
they give you a certain
There's a
amount of
limit.
time. There's a
Like
time
there's
limit.
always a time. That's right.
Yeah.
There's always a schedule.
Mm,
Hmm.
mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Well, I love
Yeah.
that, because that's what Maisha and I absolutely said in this book. We were like, this is a book, a manual, excuse me.
Yeah.
It's a manual, it's a guide
It is.
of liberation. Be free from the very thing that's been keeping you from propelling forward.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You have the permission. So everyone that's watching this live right now and even gonna catch the replay, let me let you know,
Mm-hmm.
this is your freedom season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes.
This is your
Yeah.
freedom season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You are no longer held bound to all of the things that you may have been plaguing yourself with and are allowing society, cultural, anything, even your emotions, which you've been allowing to plague you from moving forward.
Right.
Yeah.
This manual truly, and again, which is why, Sister Angie, which is why we provide the steps,
Yes.
because we don't want to talk at the reader.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We don't want to
Okay.
do that. No, we
Yeah.
want you to participate in your own healing,
That's right.
because you are becoming free with every word that you read and every chapter that you choose to pick up to read.
Yeah.
There's steps. You get to choose. You get to participate
Mm.
Yeah.
in your
Yeah.
own freedom.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think both chapters really
Wait, you said both chapters?
well, so
You said grief earlier. Now you're saying, so tell us some more.
I know, yes, yes. So then I wrote another one on relationships. So for me, that was important because I'm a 46-year-old. I'm single. I've never been married. I have an adult daughter who has her own life. I have a grandchild, and um, some of as moms, we lose ourselves in that, right? And I have no regrets. I love my granddaughter, but she can't be my husband, right? And so it's navigating life while desiring to be single, but not just navigating, but enjoying life,
Yes.
enjoying me trusting and loving
Yes.
God.
Yes.
I always think about, like, when I think about being single, but that number one relationship that matters, my relationship with Jesus. And I always think about to myself, in my younger years, and even in my late 30s, I would take the all the time in the world to get to know a guy. Whatever it took, I'm spending that time to get to know him. But I'm tired when it comes to reading the Bible, or I'll read my Bible, but I'll be laying in bed. So we know what that's going to happen is I'm going to fall asleep, right?
Yeah.
I'll pray, but I'm laying down. So then I wake up like, where was I? And then I'll keep praying again. And so I started to feel so like that would hurt my heart. Like, man, if Jesus was a dude walking down the street that I was trying to get to know, I'd be breaking my neck to build this relationship. And so I just thought about all of the beautiful things. I mean, just the joy of like relearning myself, like after losing my dad, relocating in this new season, like just the beauty of that. And so I really thought it was important to write it so that women of my age, or younger, older, they can maybe find some comfort and peace in being single and still trusting and loving and believing, that God has something greater for them.
Good. That's good. That's good. That's good. I am grateful for that, because in the season that I'm in, God is sending me other people that are going through transitions.
Yeah.
And I'm able to say, well, let's look at what this person went through in this book. And let's look at this person and how does she maybe remind you of somebody in the Bible?
That's good. Yes.
I have to admit, I saw myself in the Bible recently. I was reading up on Samson and Delilah. Sometimes you got to go back and reread what you think
Yes.
because everybody be like, be still and know that he is God. Okay, but what that mean? What that mean?
Be still, but still do what?
Yeah. So I'm going through Samson and Delilah, and we know he got his hair cut, and we know Delilah was a hoe. We know all them things. But the thing that I gathered this time around was when they cut Samson's hair, Samson was so into Delilah, he didn't even realize the Spirit of the Lord had left him. He's still trying to go out there. Okay, I'm just going to fight because that's what I've been doing. And then like, wait, what happened? How is this happening?
Oh, yeah.
And so I thought of that, Monique, when you said, we could be doing this thing and not even think about what we're losing.
That's right.
Or maybe even what we have to gain,
Yeah.
And then we got the wisdom of Mother Jacqueline, who's waiting in the wings. Mother Jacqueline, we're going to bring you in. And I'm not sure about Mother Jacqueline's connection, but we gonna bring her in anyway. Hey, Mama Jacqueline.
Yeah. I am here. I think I have 6 sets of ears or something. I'm always hearing an echo, right? I'm like, oh. I've been coming in since quarter of the hour. I was like, really? I'm coming into this show. I don't know what's going on. I am still here. Girl.
Mother Jacqueline.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. Hi, Mother.
Yeah. Hi, it's so good to see you.
I am excited about this situation.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Mother Jacqueline, what did you write about?
I am too thrilled. I'm excited. Mama, look, Queen Bee, no, I'm that chick. I'm going to talk. I'm going to say something.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I wrote
I
about
am here for all of it. I'm
pain,
here for
ouch.
all of it.
You know, ouch. I mean, when you can't hear the ouch in your life because you got so you know, because who got time to be dealing with the ouch? You know, when you get hurt, your heart get broken, somebody say something, you lose a job, you get all the things that happen to you in life, from sickness to somebody passing away, parents passing away, all kind of things. Who got time to deal with that? You got life to live. You know, you don't really you're not really trying to be in denial or hide it. You just like, you know what? I can't stay here. I got things to do. And you move on and you move on. And you keep covering up this ouch, this hurt. You keep hosting unresolved rooted thoughts. You just, you know, you have them come on in, you give them a bedroom, you tell them to close the door. And these ouches, these situations in life show up, and your body is screaming, your heart, your soul is screaming, ouch! I'm hurting. Ouch. And so this chapter is about how when you don't hear your ouches as loud as they can be. And I talked about how there was an outside experience, honey, that brought me right to the point. I had to figure out why I could not hear my ouches in life. I mean, from the little ouches, you know, the disappointments, you know, you're like, well, it's okay. I'm all right. I'm gonna be all right. I didn't win that. I didn't get that promotion. I didn't get this over here. Okay, it was a little fender bender. My car had to go into the shop and I had to put out $1,000 to get it fixed. Whatever. You just keep on moving. You don't really deal with those little ouches. That little thing that, you know, you're like, And when you think about the anger and the frustration and the depression and the confusion, that's because behind all of that is this ouch. That you didn't deal with, that hurt. You didn't deal with it because it hurts. It hurts to be frustrated. It hurts to lose somebody. It hurts to not get the promotion. It hurts to be suddenly sick. It hurts to lose and to bump into life, you know, the walls of life. And I talked about how to deal with that ouch, how I had to come to grips with the ouch, how I had to take off the layers, the many layers, with thin layers, thick layers, all kind of ouches. But the ouch that took me out was that ouch of a brother. Now, this was after the marriage and divorce and the whole thing, you know. And, you know, they say, write down the kind of man you want to meet and all that kind of good stuff. I did all that special stuff, girl. He was, you know, he was going to come off that page and be straight fine and fabulous. And when he showed up, I didn't know what to do with myself. You know, my heart skipped a beat and started pumping Kool-Aid, baby. I was like, oh, Lord. Okay. He was so fabulous. He was so fabulous. I was going to ignore him. But he kept on going, hey, girl, you look good. Hey, girl. You know, he had the voice and everything. That was like, oh, Lord. I'm going to need prayer, Jesus. What are we doing here? What is going on? And I tell you, went through years of thinking I was on my way someplace with this brother. And he kept proposing. I kept going, I don't know. He's committed, but he's got something going on. I knew it at the age I was in my 40s that, And one day he just walked away. I was like, am I breathing? I was so done. Oh God, am I breathing? Am I dying? Did I die? What in the world? I was jacked up. Even my failed marriage and everything didn't do to me what this brother did to me. And I tell you, God took me through some things about that whole ouch thing. And he let me know, I've been here the whole time. He said, even when you go through the ouch, I don't care how deep it is, how powerful, what it does. I don't care he said he heals the broken hearted. And once my heart got broken, I was like a prisoner to my own pain. He said, but I set the captives free. And here I was in prison with a broken heart, child. Let me say. So that was the one chapter I wrote about. And I talked about how I dealt with that ouch, that hurt. And how God, he asked me one day, he said, when a child falls down, what does the child usually do? They cry, the parents come, usually the mother, and she picks up the baby and the child and says, where is it at? Let me kiss your boo-boo.
Yeah.
Where's the pain at? And we kissed the boo-boo. So God said to me one day, who's kissing your boo-boo?
Oh.
That's good.
He said, who's kissing your boo-boo?
Mm.
He said, let me kiss your boo-boo. Let me tell you something. And he got the kissing on my boo-boo as a father would, and loving on me. And so that's one chapter.
That is wonderful.
And then I wrote, of course, a couple of poems. I wrote a book.
So
and
wonderful.
then I wrote a chapter.
So wonderful. Oh, I think we about to lose
The other
Mama.
The other crack.
Let me see where she is. Okay. Ladies, we got questions coming up in just a minute. I want you to get ready for them because these text messages are coming in faster than I can even share them. But we've got just a couple of quick announcements to let you know about, and then we'll be back with more of the worthy women who are of the righteous. We'll be right back. Save the date, September 14th through 17th, 2023, for the 7th annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Weekend Retreat for Alopecia Awareness. Our travel partner this year is Stephanie Fowler. Call her for your arrangements at 470-331-1788. The 7th annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Weekend Retreat for Alopecia Awareness. Our theme this year is completion, keeping our faith over the struggle. Log on to boldbeautifulandbald.com for more information. Bold, beautiful, and bald. Please allow us to introduce you to one of the graduates of our Yup program.
Hi, I'm Sandra B. I live in Michigan. And yep, I'm an author.
Yup, Youth Entrepreneur Author Program. Our goal is to initiate literacy in students and lead them to entrepreneurship through authorship. Our mission is to identify and invite organizations to participate in this program. Students participate in virtual writing workshops where they are encouraged to write their stories and provide reviews of stories read. We ask you to support our youth. For a donation of only $50, your company or organization will be mentioned as a youth supporter in the next audiobook. Send an email to yupi'manauthor@gmail.com to provide a scholarship for a young person to participate.
Yep, I'm an author.
Proceeds are accepted and disbursed by Angie BEE Productions. And now, these students are authors and entrepreneurs. Follow us online. Just search for Yup, I'm an Author on Facebook. Use the hashtag Yup, I'm an Author. Or call 407-914-6519. That's 407-914-6519 for more information. This program is sponsored in part by Angie BEE Productions.
Yep, I'm an author.
Yep, she is an author, and as we get ready to wrap up our Yup summer writing program, we are searching for school professionals, principals, counselors, folks on the school board that can invite us to work with their students virtually in the fall to help them become authors before winter break so that they can make a little piece of change by selling their audiobooks. Now, kids, they're great in terms of writing down what's going on with them. I don't know what happened with Monique and Mother Jacqueline and Chi, but you tell a child, what's going on with you. If they can't write it down, they'll tell you what's going on. So we want to be able to help our children improve their literacy while teaching them to become entrepreneurs. Because when you're an author, you're an entrepreneur. You got to figure out how to market. You got to figure out how to purchase your books at wholesale and sell them at retail without bankrupting yourself. You can't rob from Peter to pay Paul, So if you know anyone, community leader, youth group at your church, please ask them to get in touch with us. Tell them to go to that Facebook page. Yep, I'm an author, and the information will be there. Generally, there is a $50 per student admission, but praise God, Debbie Scarborough and the African American Entrepreneur Association, Al Boyd, and just a few authors said, here's $50. Sponsor a child. And so we're able to. And we're also partnering with publishing companies that understand the importance of giving back to our children and not just the importance of they got to make some money. Okay. So we're going to bring Chi and Jacqueline and Monique back in so we can finish talking about this book, Worthy Women. It's been powerful. I know I'm doing the audiobook, so I kind of been reading over some of your stories. Now, Monique, I want to go back to you because you said you did a chapter on grief and relationships. And I see how that correlates. Yeah. You're grieving because you lose somebody you had a relationship with, but then you're helping people navigate. Tell me why you picked those two chapters, Monique.
Yeah, so grief that one was so important to me. There are many things that I've gone through in my life. I had an eating disorder, domestic violence, and I say it in the book, but this is literally the thing that I thought was going to take me out, losing my dad unexpectedly. And I share in the book that, I was very honest and transparent that I wanted to die. And it was important for me because I can't fathom thinking of others that lose someone and go through what I went through, and in the end feel like not living is the way. And so I wanted to be able to give, people or a woman, someone, hope that it's possible to live and to live with joy after you lose someone. It's possible to look at that pain in a positive way. For me, and I say in the book, I don't want to lose the feeling of the pain because I correlate that with my dad loved me, y'all. My dad was my dude. And, losing him unexpected. It was unexpectedly. My dad was fine. It was, negligence and whatever, but he loved me, and I loved him, right? And I have no regrets. But even if you do have regrets, right? It is possible to live and to still find joy, to still navigate and honor their life. And so, it was so important that I got that word out, that I got my truth out, so that hopefully it will show a woman, or she can pass on what she read to say to someone that, yes, it's a fight. I'm smiling, in a minute I might be crying, right? But I can navigate through that. There was something that happened the other day that I was just like, Daddy, you were going to get it. And I was about to cry, and I was like, Daddy, you ain't about to make me cry. And it took me an hour to get these lashes on, right? And so you find a way to navigate it, and you have joy. I mean, there are times that I'm angry. The 3 years anniversary passed, and I found myself angry, but it's in a healthy way. And so I just hope that there's a paragraph that can just, give a woman hope and help her to feel renewed in dealing with grief. And that's grief, losing a home or losing a job, all of that can be a lot to carry and a lot to bear. And so, yeah, that was just important for me to get that message out.
All of those are aspects of relationships. So I
Yes.
do think it's perfect that's
Yeah.
what you wrote in. Mother
Yeah.
Jacqueline, I'll bring you right back in just a second. I didn't
Yeah.
want you to think I lost you. Ladies, we've got some questions that are coming up, and I'm putting them on the screen. And so if you feel like you can address that question, that's fine. If not, just tell me, Angie B, just go on. But a couple of people are asking, what's the biggest challenge writing for this book? One person said she can't afford to publish a book. And I'm like, well, that's why we have anthologies. We all share the cost,
Yeah.
Someone else wanted to know, what's the biggest challenge for getting to your word count? Knowing how many words there needs to be. So, Chi, can you address that? What's one of your biggest challenges writing in the book?
Well, I want to echo what you just mentioned. That is a great thing about being a part of an anthology. You share the load, right? And so oftentimes, again, as we're the women and women in general, we carry a lot on our backs and it's solo and it's just us. Well, what better way than to collaborate with a lot of other beautiful women who is sharing the load together? It's not as heavy. And so another thing, again, we have you have installments. You want to be able to find someone that's willing to work with you in your financial status, right? This was nothing that we wanted to be harmful or hurtful to anyone. We really wanted someone's dream to come true and sharing their story. I would say another challenge that many people, I've been writing since I was maybe 11 or 12 years old. So I've been journaling for a very long time. So I don't have a problem with writing again. But I will say, there's a caveat to that. You have to be honest with where you are. That's being present. As a counselor, I teach my clients how to be present. It's okay to be angry, upset, frustrated, mad. We kind of alluded to that and shared that in the beginning of the interview, Queen Angie. But be present with yourself and knowing what your capacity level is. Understand the time frame when you're joining a co-author project too, because that will also help you. How do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? So I have another previous life in IT. And so a part of our verbiage was called chunklets. With data, right? And so I would tell anyone that's having a challenge in writing to think about what you want to write about first. And then it's okay to have several pieces of paper with a paragraph a piece on there, because before you know it, you put all 15 pages together and you've got a whole chapter. You probably got a couple of chapters. So you want to, that's how you can overcome a couple of challenges with doing it in chunklets, is what I would say. But be present most importantly, and be honest with yourself with where you are, because you may have to walk away depending on how the emotions arise based off of what you're writing.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful. Now, I do know that, Chi, you're a co-author in this project. And Maisha Barnett, I know you mentioned her earlier. She's watching. And so we love you, Maisha. We miss you, honey. We know you got things to do. But Maisha chimed in and said that if you check in the Word document on the bottom left side, it tells you how many words you have in reference to the word count. And so, yes, I do agree with that. I tend to overwrite. So if you need 1,500 words, you're going to have to slow me down when I get to 27. Because I just 2,700. Oh, what I got to take out? No, it'll be another project, right? Yeah. And so if you just let it come out generally and not be intimidated by that word count, it's not like you're going to get an A or F, we're all doing this together.
Sister Angie, if I can also add, that was a great thing too about this project is many of the authors wrote more than one chapter. I mean, that was the beauty of this project. Again, it was truly about the author. So if you wanted to your point, if you went over the word count and then having the proper editors and saying, you know what, let's kind of stop it here. And maybe this is a whole nother story. This is a whole nother chapter, right? That is, being a visionary, but I wrote 3. And so on relationship, spirituality, and mental health, of course, which I could not miss that being a counselor. But I found myself doing the same thing. I was like, oh, okay, you know, I got happy. And so, you know, you work it out.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Mama Jacqueline, my question for you.
Am I still choppy?
Yeah, you're a little
good.
choppy.
Can you hear me? Is it a little bit? Really?
Tell your son he gonna have to move you closer to the router for the next interview. That's what we. That's what
But
we
the thing that's so strange is we live in this brand new community, and I am the best part of the house that we're in. Brand new house from the floor up, and it's a brand new like city part community. All the houses are new in the whole neighborhood, and I'm in the place of the house where it's the best connection, right?
Mama Jacqueline, that's the problem.
However,
it's brand new. They're not using them copper pipes.
That's right. That's right. It ain't used to having
and the
that
towers
around
go.
there.
I mean, some days is great and some days is not. It's so crazy. But
and when you need it to be great, like
I'm
now,
excited.
It's
I'm not gonna be able to share my stuff, I guess.
No. You got a birthday.
I wanted to say it was a challenge
coming
to
up.
do this.
You got a birthday. When is your birthday,
Yes,
Mama?
in 5 days. July 10th.
yes.
Oh,
I'll be a whole 70 years on the planet.
Yes, ma'am, you better
That's what I'm
say
talking
it.
about.
You better say it.
Okay, so Mama, other than the
Am I
ouch
still
story, what else do you want to share with us?
The other crack.
Your other story, your other chapter?
Because when I lost my job, when I got sick and lost everything and went to the system, they kept telling me I was not qualified for everything. And I kept falling into this crack. Okay, now come on, Lord, let me tell the story, Jesus. Don't let this come off. Just don't do it. And so I kept saying a crack. What crack you talking about? So there's a financial crack that a lot of people fall into because I was so broke and I lost everything and became homeless. And because I didn't have a permanent address, nobody would give me anything. I couldn't get welfare. I couldn't get a lawyer. I couldn't get nothing. Nobody, they was looking at me like, lady. And I said, okay, so I'm in this other crack, the financial crack. Because everywhere I went, they all said the same thing. You fall into this crack. I know what you do. We see that you need hope, but you fall into this crack. And so I wrote about the other crack. So I had to come to grips with the fact that I was in the crack. And I needed to get some financial assistance. And how do I get out of this crack? Because a lot of people fall into this crack. And most people think, okay, you must not have planned enough. You know, how did you get here? How did you lose everything? Are you serious?
Yeah.
I did everything, Job. Okay. I was doing all the things. And when I tell you, you will fall into a situation that you can't even, you're not prepared for falling into the crack and having no help nowhere. And I tell you, you got to get the books, y'all, so you can find out what I did in the crack, what I did about the crack, and how I stayed out of the crack. Okay.
I love it. Ladies, I'm so grateful for you. I know it's time for Chi to leave. Chi, you got any final words you want to say before you pop out of here?
This was amazing. I really pray that the audience who has caught the live and will catch the replay hears a heart of the vision behind the project. Again, if you have to please, first of all, get your pre-order books. Get them now, 99 cents, get them. And then also be on the lookout for your hard copy, your paperbacks, because I believe that this is not only going to change generational curse, but it's going to change the pathway of women. Ooh. And women seeing themselves in a whole nother light, which is God's light.
Amen.
in a way that you've never seen yourself before. You're going to see your life propel forward in ways and areas you never thought. You're going to see new seasons where you're going to see the harvest because you've been planting seeds for so long.
Yeah.
You're even going to get this book for your groups, your women groups, your prayer groups, all of that, your business groups, all of that. So look at this again as a manual, and you get to take part in your own freedom, your own healing, because you are now free.
Amen. Thank you, Chi. Thank you, honey. Thank you. Special shout out to Maisha Barnett. The link for the book on Amazon is down below. But if you're watching this on Monique's page, contact Monique. She'll tell you how to get it. If you're watching this on Mother Jacqueline's page, just contact us. She probably got a few copies she gonna wrap up and give us Christmas gifts, and you can get yours early. Just contact any of the authors, and especially if you've got, like she said, if you've got other women in your circle, you never know what another woman is going through. And I believe the book is going to be small enough where you could just stick it under your arm, slip it to that sister in the church, blow her a kiss. This too shall pass. It's going to be all right. Don't worry about your face. Don't worry about your hair. Don't worry about, remember that woman who pushed through the crowd just to touch Jesus, hem of his garment. So just kind of think about that. Monique, I'm gonna bring you back in. What else do you want to share with us, honey? Because every time I talk to you, it's just a treat for me. So
that's so kind of you. Thank you for saying that. I just there's so much that I could piggyback off of what she said. I just strongly encourage women to just get the book. I think that there's so much valuable information that comes from individuals who was in it, who dealt with it. So it's not just like this story that we were writing. Like, this is firsthand stuff that we've dealt with. And, I just think that, it can be so encouraging. It's a reflection of God's love. I do want to say I am honored to have Queen Angie BEE audio narrate my book, my chapter on grief. Both chapters are important, but there is just something about that chapter being narrated so people can really just feel it and hear it. And it's my truth, and it's straight up, and to be able to have it narrated, I'm honored. So I echo what she said. I think that this is really going to touch women's lives, and I think that it's just going to, I trust God that this is just the beginning.
Yes.
And I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be a part of it.
Girl, I'm excited to delve in. I am. I'm a little intimidated. I'm a little.
Nope. You got it.
I'm a little scared, but we gonna get it together. We're gonna get it.
I'm ecstatic about that piece alone for the grief chapter. It's just it's going to give exactly how I'm feeling as you read it, and that's what it means.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Thank you. I always tell people, and not just to encourage them to produce an audiobook, but I do tell authors, don't be so selfish to think that I wrote this book in English, so you just got to come to where I am with it. There are people that really can't feel it or comprehend it. And dyslexia and so many different things. I mean, if we fall asleep reading the Bible, you know. That's right. So I truly am grateful to be able to narrate an audiobook, because one, it allows me to just bring out what I think you're trying to put on paper. And then we've got a whole new audience out there that would not have read the book.
That's right.
Or could not afford at that time to purchase the book.
Yeah.
But the audiobook is so much more affordable.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Thank
Queen
you.
Angie, now that you said that, that's making me think about that other chapter.
There you go. There you
Ma'am.
go. And very special shout out to Laretha Simon. She is off in full-time ministry now, but she worked with me for a little more than a year, and she wrote a chapter, the first chapter of her book, but just didn't kind of get around to the rest of it. So we just published that first chapter. Girl, she started selling it.
Wow.
Just the first, it was like a preview, like a trailer of what's to come. And she was so busy selling it that then she's like, well, and people were asking questions. So she put those questions in the next part.
Yeah.
We can do what we want to
That's
do.
amazing.
Shout out to Laretha.
That's right. That's right. I echo that.
Yep. All right, Mother Jacqueline, we're going to bring you in so you can say your final words of wisdom that we love to hear, Mother.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Oh. Mother Jacqueline, if we don't get to see you before your birthday, happy birthday, dear. Happy birthday.
The happiest. I'm praying you the happiest of birthdays.
Mm-hmm.
As beautiful as you are.
Oh, isn't she. Yes, Lord. Okay, Monique, It's time for us to get out of here. I appreciate you, sweetie. I'll see you on Facebook. And I want to thank everybody for your questions. I know we have a couple of questions that we missed, but I'm trying to stay true to time. My dad likes to watch this show at 7, and then at 8 o'clock his TV show comes on. So I got to, get off the air. So, because Monique, I hear you. When your daddy love you, you want to keep him happy. So we gonna get ready to get out of here. But if it is the Lord's will, we will be back next week, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with another episode. Join me weekday mornings from 6 to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just follow me. You'll be able to hear the best in holy hip hop, Christian, and gospel rap music on Mornings with the Queen Bee. I got some new music for the show tomorrow. Ooh, I cannot wait. And order your book. Get the 99-cent copy of Worthy Women now. It'll download on the 8th or the 9th, but then, you'll be the first to write a review. Okay, you'll be the first. So thank you so much, everybody. We appreciate you for joining us. Be safe and be blessed.